Yeah, hello everyone. Good morning. Myself Muralidhar Reddy. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect. Now we are going to discussing about what is AWS EFS, what is the uses of AWS EFS, where exactly will be used this AWS EFS. We can see it. Okay. First of all, what is EFS? EFS is the AWS EFS. It stands for like Elastic File System. EFS is nothing but Elastic File System. This EFS, right, it is scalable and fully managed storage, file storage service provided by AWS. It is scalable and also it is fully managed one. Okay, file storage service provided by AWS and designed to provide shared access to file storage across multiple EC2 instances or containers. This is the file storage. We can say we can use this particular EFS for multiple EC2 instances and containers. We can use same EFS and we can update the data, right? Let's take example. You have two different EC2 instances. Okay, you have deployed the application. Example, Nginx application. Okay, you have written some data in the first server. Okay, if you want to be reflect same changes in second server, what you can do, right? We can use EFS and we can mount that particular path. Okay, if I made changes in the first server, it is automatically reflecting second server also. If you do any changes in the second server, it is automatically reflecting first server also. The reason is, right, it is scalable, I mean storage service, right? It is like file storage. Okay, understand, right? It will be share the data between different multiple across EC2 instances and also containers as well. You may ask question, Murli, why do we record EFS? Well, I can use EBS, right? But EBS, right? EBS is specific available zone level, and you can attach only one EC2 instance. You can't attach multiple. But when you use the EFS, right, we can mount this particular EFS endpoint for multiple EC2 instances. Multiple EC2 instances specific path. If you made any change from one server, automatically changes to second server as well. And here you have to remember one thing, this particular EFS for only Linux purpose. Okay, only Linux EC2 instances. Okay, and the containers only. But when it comes to the Windows, right, we'll be use the FSH. Okay, we'll be use the FSH. Later part we can discuss FSH as well. But currently we are going to discussing about EFS. There are different key features available in the AWS EFS. First one is scalability. Okay, this particular EFS, right, can automatically scale its storage capacity up or down as you add or remove files. Okay, without need to provision or manage the storage. Here, let's take example. You have added 10 GB. Okay, it will be increase the capacity. In case if you delete, right, automatically decrease. You don't equal to mentioning any storage also. Okay, same. Not like EBS. EBS we need to update, right? But when it comes to the EFS, right, you don't require to mention anything. It is automatically up and down. Okay, depends on you are storing the data. Okay, fine. And next one, shared file storage. Okay, EFS allow multiple EC2 instances and container to access the shared file storage concurrently. It will be simultaneously, it will be share the data between different containers and also multiple EC2 instances as well. Okay, making it suitable for applications that require shared access to files. Okay, the particular applications, right, if they required a shared access to file, right, then they will be use this particular one. Okay, and also high availability and durability as well. EFS is designed for high availability and durability by storing data redundancy across multiple available zones within a region. Across multiple available zones within a region. Remember, guys, high availability and durability also it will be maintaining this particular EFS as well. Okay, the particular storing the data. And coming to the performance wise, right, it will be EFS provide low latency performance for file operations. Okay, it won't take much time. Immediately it will be you can access the data, whatever data is available, right? You can access either EC2 instance and also through the container, right? It will be, it will maintain the low latency only, okay? And also optimize for a wide range of workloads, including big data analytics. This EFS will be used for big data analytics, media processing, and also web serving purpose will be used it. Any web applications and also media processing. Example, if you, video playing, right? For that one, we will be use this one. Okay, understand that? And next one, integration. We can integrate with this particular EFS integrates seamlessly with other AWS services, including EC2, ECS, Elastic Container Service, EFS, Elastic Kubernetes Service, and Lambda, allowing you to use it is as a file system for application running on these services. Okay, and understand that you can integrate with other AWS services also. They can use it to file system for the particular application running on these services. Okay, and next one is security. Security wise also it is good when you use this EFS. The reason is right. EFS supports the encryption of data at rest and in transit. It will be support to data at rest and in transit, so helping you meet security and compliance requirements. It will be meet our security and compliance requirements as well. These are the key features. Remember, guys, in real time, right? Depends on use cases. If you want to use file storage service, right? File shared services, they will be use it for Linux. They will be use it EFS. How about Windows? For Windows, right? We will be use the FSH. Okay, understand that? Now, what you can do, right? We can go to the website, this particular AWS console, and EFS is the region specific. Currently, I am in North Virginia. Here you can type it EFS. Okay, if you type it EFS, right? If you see here, manage file storage for EC2. Okay, click this one. Okay, here you can see that if you have any EFS file system, currently we don't have anything. Left side we can see it file systems. Here you can create the specific file system, and here there are two options. One is immediately create. If you want to be use customized one, you can select the customized one, and you can give the name. Okay, region specific or one zone or multi-region. Okay, and then you have to be select whether you want to be any backup plan. Okay, and also as I said, right, enabled encryption or data rest as well. Okay, you can also see the customized one. If you want that, you can add a KMS specific one. Okay, and also performance settings, whether enhanced or bursting. Okay, depends on that one. I will show you later part practical as well, so that you will get some idea. If you select that Elastic, right, it is automatically up and down that particular throughput one. IO and throughput. If you select the provision, right, you have to mention throughput, how much MB per second. Okay, if I give one, right, you can see it here. The charges all it will be show it, and also value ranges are 1 to 3,414. Okay, in between you can give it. Understand, right? Any questions now? Fine. Now what? We saw that, and also you can go to the Google. You can type it AWS EFS, and this is the official website shared file storage for EC2 instance. You can click this one, and here you can see it all the information. Okay, related to okay, and also this EFS file system you can use it for EC2, ECS, EKS, Fargate, Lambda. Any servers, you can mount that particular one, and also we can test it and move the data and shared and further protected file data. Okay, this is the diagram of the particular EFS. Okay, clear, right? Any questions? And I will show you later part practical as well. How do we mount this particular EFS to the specific EC2 instance, and then two different EC2 instances, and also I will be update one EC2 instance on some data. I will be update whether it is reflecting or not. We will be see it. And one more thing, remember, when you are setting EFS, right, you have to mount that particular path, and also please try to be set up FS tab. If you're not set up FS tab, right, the problem is if you reboot the server, again you have to be mount that particular path. That's why I highly recommend please set up the FS tab. Okay, please set up the FS tab. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? No, right? Now we are going to discussing about types of AWS EFS storage classes. Okay, in AWS EFS, right, there are different types of storage classes. Okay, there are three types of storage classes. One is standard storage. Let's take example. This EFS, when you are creating EFS, right, default it will be choose the default storage class, and majorly this standard storage will be used for if you want to be access the particular data inside the EFS. Frequently, we'll be use the standard storage. And also we have another one, infrequent access, IA, we can call it a IA storage. So this storage class is optimized for workload that access the data less frequently, but request cost-effective storage. Let's take example, your application is there, but the particular application very rarely they very rarely they want to access the particular data inside the EFS. Okay, then we will be use this infrequent access. Okay, and when compared to, remember guys, when compared to storage, standard storage, the pricing part is very less. Okay, and then if you store the data in infrequent, right, when you are retrieval fees, when accessing data, little bit pricing. And also we have another option, EFS archive. This recently came. This particular EFS archive storage class is cost optimized for data that is accessed by only a few times of year inside the year. Like if you want to access the data very rarely, monthly once, 3 months once, right? So then we'll be use EFS archive. But remember guys, if you use EFS archive, right, and you have to remember one more thing, your application or some your application, is it fine to sub-millions of latency? I mean, does not need a sub-millions of latency, then we can use this EFS archive. And one of the most advantages of using EFS archive, right, we can store, when it comes to the pricing part, right, it will be 50% lower compared to infrequent also, EFS infrequent. Okay, remember one thing you have to remember, depends on use cases, whether you want to be used standard, whether you want to be used infrequent, whether you want to be used EFS archive, depends on use cases, we'll be use it. And highly recommend when it comes to the production, right, especially production, we'll be use the standard storage only. We won't be use infrequent and EFS archive. Similar in AWS also we have, right, S3 we have, right, archive, Glacier. Same here also, EFS archive is nothing but, if you compare with S3, it is a Glacier. Okay, understand, right? Fine. Just we see it inside that particular AWS so that you will get some idea. So for that one, right, go to log into the particular AWS account, go to here. And one more thing, before going to show it here, I want to show you that comparison. If you see here, comparison between this particular EFS storage classes. Okay, now when it comes to the storage class, EFS standard, designed for, if you want to be access the data milliseconds, then we will be use this particular one. And if you want to be used infrequent data, okay, we can use this one. And if you use the EFS archive, okay, inactive data that is accessed a few times a year. Okay, and also we can see it here, first byte read latency, sub millisecond, tens of milliseconds. And also if you choose that EFS archive, this is also tens of milliseconds. And coming to the durability, it is 99.99. Whether you are using EF standard or infrequent or archive, doesn't matter. It will be 99.9999. When it comes to the SLE also, region level 99.99. And when it comes to that one zone, it is a 99.9. Okay, same for other things as well. Okay, and coming to the available zone also, it will be, when you create the EFS, right, region level, it will be 3 available zone. When it comes to that one zone, it is a 1. Okay, when it comes to here, same. And also you can see it here, minimum billing charge per file, not applicable. When it comes to that EFS infrequent, right, 128 KB minimum. If less than 128 KB file, right, they won't be charged anything. Okay, same for EFS infrequent and EFS archive also. And coming to that minimum storage duration, we don't record anything. But when it comes to the EFS archive, right, you have to at least you have to store it in 90 days. It means like, let's take example, today I have uploaded the data. It means like whether you will be delete tomorrow also doesn't matter, they will be charged for 90 days. Okay, understand that? That is the one thing you have to consider. And one more thing, you can go to the AWS and you can search here EFS. Okay, and then just to create a EFS, click the create a file system, create the customize. Okay, here you can select here lifecycle management. Here you have option whether you want to use infrequent, whether you want to use archive, whether you want to choose standard one. Remember, by default, when you're creating default, it will be stored in standard only. If you want to move it that particular standard to infrequent, you can choose this one. Or in case if you want to move from standard to archive, we can choose this one and you can select the specific one. Okay, as I said, right, default 90 days. Okay, and you can select this particular one if you want to be specifically if you want to store it in from infrequent and archive to this particular one, standard one. Okay, clear, right? Depends on use cases, we'll be choose this one. Okay, understand that the types of EFS storage classes. Remember, again, I'm telling, in real time, majorly will be standard one only. Okay, you won't be use infrequent or archive one. Okay. Now we are going to discussing about how do we create the AWS EFS. Let's see the demo so that you'll get some idea. So for that one, right, I mean, earlier we saw that differentiation, I mean, what are the uses of EFS, right? Now we are going to create the EFS, okay? For that one, right, first you log into that account, and remember guys, this EFS also specific region level. Currently I'm in North Virginia. So here you can search box, you can type it EFS. If you see here, manage file storage for EC2, okay? Remember one thing, this EFS, it will support only for Linux, okay? If you want to be shared any data, let's take example, as I said earlier, you have two EC2 instances, you want to be share the same data for both EC2 instances, and example, if I changes in one location, it will be automatically replicated to another location, vice versa, okay? If you see here, you can, this is the Amazon file, EFS is nothing but elastic file system. It is automatically scalable, elastic, and also cloud native NFS file system. And here left side, we have a file system. Currently, we don't have any file system. Now we are going to create the specific file system. Now we create a file system here. If you want, you can directly create here. But in our case, right, we need to understand what are the options we have, right? That's why you can choose the customized one. Click this customized one. Here you have to give the specific name. Remember, you may ask question, hey Murli, when we will be use this EFS creation? Let's take example. If you want to be use this EFS in Jenkins, we will be use it. Okay, example I'm giving like dev-1 Jenkins EFS. Okay, example I'm giving. Example dev environment, we have a Jenkins. I'm giving like EFS. Here, most important thing, what type of file system you are using, whether you are using region level or one zone. Remember, for dev QA UAT, we may use one zone. It means like you can, in this particular EFS, it will be created only one available zone. But when it comes to the production, right, especially we have to choose region level. Okay. Now what I'm doing here, right? If I'm selecting the region level because we need to understand like the real-time level, right? So that's why I'm selecting the region level. If you select the region level, right? If you see here, highest level availability, durability by storing file system data across multiple available zones within the same region. If you select the one zone, it will be only within single available zone. Okay. Now I'm selecting region level. Now here, most important thing, whether you want to be take the backup or not. Remember guys, in real time, we always choose the backup. Remember, in real time, we always choose the backup when it comes to the production level. Example, Jenkins also, even dev QA also, we will be take the backup. The reason is, right, if there is some issue with happen that particular Jenkins, right, we can use this particular EFS and we can restore easily. Okay, that's why automated backup as well. But currently I don't require, just uncheck it. Okay, but in real time we will be choose this particular automatic backup. And also if you see lifecycle management, where you want to be store it. See, after 30 days, right? After 30 days, if you want to be store our standard, there are different types. One is standard one and infrequent access. When you select this particular one, right, what will happen? Whatever standard one, right, it will be stored to infrequent access. Same thing for here also. If you want to be store it in specific after specific days, if you want to be store it in archive, we can choose this one. In case if you want to be, let's take example, your data is available infrequent. If you want to be restore to, move back to standard, you can choose this one. But real time, very rare will be used it. Just leave it, none. We don't require. Okay. And one more thing here, most important, encryption part. Usually we'll choose this encryption in real time. We will be choose specific KMS. Currently, we don't have any KMS. That's why it is not visible in here. But when it comes to the real time, right, we'll be always encrypt our data. Okay, at the rest level. But currently I'm not selecting, just uncheck it. And here, most important thing, throughput mode, what type of one you are going to use it, whether you are going to use enhanced one, whether you are going to use bursting. Remember guys, this bursting just for, it is very rarely will be, we are highly recommended to choose enhanced one only. Here we have two types. One is elastic recommended and then provision. Elastic is nothing but, right, it will be keep on IO, it will be keep on increase based on load. But when you choose provision, right, you can select the specific provision throughput. Okay, MBPS per second. If you see here, the value should be in between 1 to 3414 MB per second. Okay, understand that? Depends on use cases. Usually, right, if you select this one, you don't worry on that particular how much data per second MB is. Okay, if you choose this one, right, you can restrict, hey, it will be allow specific one only. Depends on use cases. Okay. But if I'm selecting the elastic one only, that is recommended one. In production especially, we'll be choose the elastic one only. Okay. Now coming to the additional settings, and if you select this enhanced, right, by default it is general purpose only. That is the recommended way. Remember, this is the general purpose and recommended way. This will be used for high performance and low latency, everything. Okay. Latency sensitive application purpose will be choose it. If I select bursting, right, it will be enabling maximum IO also, but I'm selecting enhanced one. So it will be allow only general purpose. Okay. Now you can go here tags, and here you can check it here name. Okay. Dev one Jenkins EFS. You can give the whatever you want tags. Tags are more important. Based on tags only, they can easily identify, okay, this particular EFS related to this one. We can easy to understand in real time. That's why highly recommend we have to mention proper tags. Okay. Now you can click the next, and here where you want to create this particular EFS, which network you want to create it. If you see here, I'm going to this particular dev VPC. Okay, this is our dev VPC. Here we have multiple available zones, 1A, 1B, and here different subnets. Okay, public, private, app, data subnet. Remember guys, in our case, I'm creating a private subnet. Okay, usually either private app or data subnet will be create this particular EFS. We won't be creating public subnet. Remember one thing. Okay, and also here I'm selecting the private only. And here, if you want, you can assign specific IP, or else it will be auto assign the specific IP. Okay. And second thing here, right, you have to attach the security group. What I will do, right, I will create one security group. Okay. I will use same security group for creating the EC2 instances as well. So for that one, right, go to here, EC2 dashboard. Okay. Here, go to the security group. Okay. Now, create a security group. I'm giving here, right? I'm giving here EFS HG. Okay, EFS HG, dev-EFS HG. Okay, or else dev-Jenkins EFS HG. Okay, that is EFS is a shortcut name. Okay, now you can give the description as well where you want to create this. We are going to create in dev VPC, right? Select that one, and here you have to enabling the inbound rule. One is port number 22, that is the SSH. Okay, you can select anywhere, but in real time, you'll give the specific CAD range. Example 10.0.0.0/8. Okay, but practice purpose, that is fine. It won't be an issue. Okay, now you can select this one, and here you have to enabling the NFS. Okay, NFS for port number 2049, you have to enabling, and here you can give the specific same security group only, or else you can give that 0.0, but don't recommend. Okay, clear, right? Now you can you can give the tag as well here. I'm adding here. Yeah, fine. Okay, now we create the secret group. Now, if you observe here, it is created the secret group. Now, what you have to do? Okay, now what you have to do? Go to here and just refresh this one. Just refresh. Now you can see that particular. Okay. Dev-Jenkins EFS. Okay, I don't require enabling, and then we don't require this one, none. If you refresh, right, it will be gone, everything, whatever you select. Okay. I can give it here. I click the next button, and then here you have to select the specific VPC. Example, we are creating for dev, right? Dev-VPC. And here we have a multiple 1A, 1B. And here I'm selecting that private subnets, or you can select a public also. I'm selecting private subnets. Here you have to select your security group. Here you have to select your security group. If you observe here, we have a dev-Jenkins EFS. Okay. Now you can come down. You can also check it here. This is our dev-, where is that? Yeah, dev-EFS. Okay. Now you can select here and then click next. And if you want to be create any file system policy, you can do that one. If you want to be prevent root access by default, if you want to be enforce read-only access by default, okay, you can do that one. But in real time also, we don't require much. You can ignore this one. Then you can click this one. Now here, most important, when you are creating this particular EFS, right, you have to review this. Okay, once we create the particular name, is it editable or not, you can able to see it here. If you see yes, it means the particular whatever names, right, it will be editable. If you see this one editable and also performance mode, it is a no, it means not eligible. Okay, editable, and also you can see the throughput mode. Yes, it is eligible, editable. Okay, depends on whatever we selected, right? We can see it here whether it is editable or not. Okay, understand that. Now what you have to do, and also you can check it here, network access. You can see that all whatever we selected one, and then you can create a EFS. Create a EFS now. Now, if you see here, now we have created EFS. It may take 1 or 2 minutes to create a fully. Wait for that one. Yeah, it is created within 30 seconds only. Now, if you see here, it is created. Now, if you see here, the name, it will generate one ID. Okay, and also whether it is encrypted or not, because we didn't select the KMS, right? So that's what it is showing the unencrypted. Total size, what is the size in standard, what is the size in IA, infrequent access, what is the size in RK path. Okay, provision throughput, how much you kept. Remember, we selected elastic, that's why it is not showing. Depends on user, it is automatically increasing. Okay, file system state, whether it is available or not, when it was created, and also you can see it here, available zone, whether it is one zone or region level, we can see it here, and also whether we enable the replication on overwritten protection, it is enabled. Okay, understand that. And also you can click this one. Okay, and also you can click this one, and you can see it here, performance mode, throughput, and also life cycle, available zone, automatic backup taken or not, encrypted or not, file system. This is the file system DNS name. How our file system DNS name, right? This is the, so far this is the file system ID dot EFS dot region. Which region? What is North Virginia, right? North Virginia is nothing but US-East-1, then .amazon-aws.com. Okay, these are DNS name, and you can also see it here, replication override protection enabled. And also you can see here total how much size it is stored. Okay, in size in standard IA, infrequent, you can verify here as well. And also you can monitor your EFS as well. Okay, and throughput utilization, IOPS by time. Okay, everything you can see it here. Depends on client connection, storage bytes, everything you can able to see it here in monitoring part. And also you can see it here, tags. If you want, you can modify the tags. If you want, you can add it multiple tags. Up to 50 tags you can add it. Okay, fine. And also click the file system policy, and if you want, you can add a specific policy here related to file system. And also you can see the access points. Currently we don't have any access point. If you want, you can create the access point as well. Here it will ask a few of the details, but access point depends on use cases will be created. Okay, fine. Now you can click cancel, and also you can come here network port. Now coming to the network port, right? Whatever we selected the particular VPC and also subnets, right? You can see it here. Okay, this is the available zone mounting port. Okay, each available zone, it will be generated as a specific mounting mount target ID, and what which subnet, mount target status, whether it is available or creating, and what is the IP, it is assigned automatically IP, and what is the ENI, what is the security group we have selected. And in case if you want to add, you can add it. If you want to delete, you can delete also. Let's take example, if you want to remove, you can remove it. In case if you want to add, you can add it as well. Okay, depends on use cases. Okay, fine. Now here, this is also done, and then replication you can come. Currently, we haven't enabled any replication. If you want to be enable any replication, you can do that one. Okay, if you see here, if you want to replicate other region, example over here, you can do that one as well. Okay, whether it is a region level or whether it's one zone, you can select a specific one. Depends on use cases. We'll be choose this one. Okay, understand that? EFS creation part is completed. Okay. Now, if you want to be delete, right, you can delete, just click the delete, and then it will ask, confirm, you have to give that specific file system ID so that it will be delete immediately. Okay. And one more thing, if you click this details, right, now here we have option attach. If you do the attach, right, if you click this attach, right, it will ask to, if you want to be mount this particular EFS to the EC2 instance, that to Linux only. Okay, then whether you want to be mount using DNS or whether you want to be mount using IP address. Usually recommended way is always choose the mount via DNS only so that it will be mounted. Okay, I will show you later video so that you will get some idea. Okay, we can mount this one using EFS mount helper, or you can use NFS client also, depends on use cases. We will be choosing. Okay, Understand that? These are one of the most important. How do we create? And will we choose whether it is general purpose or some other thing will be choose, and also whether it is multi-zone, region level, or standard one. I mean to say like a single available zone, depends on use cases we'll be using. But in real time, especially production, we'll be always create a region level, because we wanted to maintain the data in multiple available zones. We don't want to take risk. Okay, it may little bit charge, but when it comes to that data wise also, right, we will be thinking it. That's why we will be create a multiple available zones. Okay, I hope understand that. Any questions now? And one more thing, guys, you may ask question, hey Murli, as you said, like this file system EFS, it will be support for only for Linux to distribute the data between two different servers, example. Okay, so how about Windows? For Windows, right, we have EFS, FSH. Okay, for Windows, we have FSH. Using this FSH, right, we can create and we can manage it for Windows related. Okay, this EFS, it will support only Linux. Remember, one of the most important question in entry level, they wanted to verify whether you really aware of much or not. They will ask, hey Murli, I have a EFS. Is it possible to mount to, is it possible to mount to Windows related one? No. For Windows related, we will use the FSH. For Linux, we will use the EFS. Okay, clear, right? Now we are going to discussing about how do we mount AWS EFS in EC2 instance. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. So for that one, right, we already created EFS earlier. Okay, now if you see here, this is our EFS. Now what we wanted to do, right? We have a two EC2 instances. Okay. Now what we will do, we will be mount that particular EFS, and then first I will be mount to the one server, and I will be update the data, and then I will be mount to the second server. Whether the data is sharing or not, we'll see it. Okay, fine. So for that one, I have connected the server one, and also I have created this particular server one in dev VPC public subnet. Now what you have to do? Go to this particular EFS and select the EFS, and then click the view details. Okay, then you can click the attach. Here we have two options. One is mount via DNS. Second one is mount via IP. Okay, before going to do, these two options, right? Recommended way is use the mount via DNS only. And here we have two options. One is using EFS mount helper. Second one is using NFS client. Usually we will be using the NFS client. Okay. Now one thing in our case, right, we are using the Amazon Linux tool. So the reason is, if you use the Amazon Linux tool, right, you don't require to install the NFS Linux NFS one, because it is already by default it will be installed. If it is not installed, right, go to the Google, install NFS Amazon Linux tool. Click this one first link. Okay, and then come down here. You have option installing NFS client. Click this one, and then first you have to update update, and then you can use this particular command. Example, I'm using Amazon Linux command. If it is Ubuntu, you can use this one. Now, if you see here, I'm using this one. This showing like already installed. It means like you don't require to install this one. Understand that? Fine. Now what you have to do? Go to here and select this particular NFS one. Just copy paste, and then first we'll be understanding what exactly this one. Okay. First we'll be understand what exactly this one. Okay. Now, if you observe here, here we have a sudo, that is whether it is root privileges. If you are running different user, right, except root, you have to use this sudo. That's why you're giving mount -t. This is NFS4. Okay, -o is equal to -o is nothing but options. What is the NFS version? Okay, the NFS version is 4.1. What is the R size? R size is nothing but read buffer size. How much? This one. And the W size is nothing but writer buffer size. This is the value. Okay. Hard is nothing but if it is failing, right, keep on trying until success it will be keep on trying. Okay. And then time 0. Time O is nothing but timeout. How much timeout? 600 seconds. 600 seconds is nothing but 5 minutes. Okay. Retransaction, it is a 2 times. It will be tried 2 times in this particular time period. Okay. No reserve code. And also, if you see here, this is our EFS. DNS name and dot slash, and here EFS, right? You can give any path. I'm giving slash OPT slash data. Okay, slash OPT, I'm giving slash data. It means, right, whatever I'm mounting this one, right, it will be mounted to this particular path inside the, this particular our server, and inside this particular, this the our EFS. Okay, now what I'm doing here, right, I can run this one. Let's see. Now I'm doing here, you can run this one. I'm running in this particular server one, remember guys. Now if you see here, it is showing like mount does not exist. What you have to do? Go to the OPT. Okay, here you can create a directory, mkdir data. Okay, now if you see here, inside that OPT, we created the mkdir, data directory. Okay, now what I'm doing here, right? Again, I'm running this command. Now if you see here, I'm running this command. Now if you see here, whether it is mounting or not. Okay, if you see here, it is mounted. Some use cases, right? Remember guys, sometimes it is won't mount. The reason is whatever we created EC2 instance, right? The particular EC2 instance, go to the security group. Okay, in this particular security group, if you are not enabling port number 2049. Okay, if you are not enabling this one, right, it won't work. Remember, again, I'm telling, if you are not using this 2049, it won't be work. You have to enabling this one. Okay, now it is mounted. Now if we go, how do we check it? Okay, once we mount this particular DFS, right, you can use the df-h. Using this df-h, you can able to verify it. If you observe here, this is our file system, total how much? 8. Okay, and also you can see it here, which path we have mounted, slash opt slash data. Okay, understand right? Understand right? Now we have mounted. Now what I'm doing here, right? I'm going to the OPT. Okay, here I'm going to the OPT LL. And then here inside the data, I'm writing something. Okay, and then I'm using touch command. Some files I'm creating. Okay, dummy file. Now if you see here, if you give the LL command, right, it is created. Inside that particular data, it is created. It means, right, indirectly whatever data, whatever files are directly creating inside this particular data, the data is already mounted, right? OPT slash data. So it means whatever we created files are directly, it's storing in EFS only. Now what I will do, right? I will go to the server 2. I will go to the server 2. I will also create here data directory. Okay, data directory, mkdir data directory I have created. Now what I will do, right? I will run that command again, and I will check it whether whatever created a file in server 1, it is sharing or not. Okay, now you can go here, click the attach, and then you can copy here. Remember, in server 2 also, that is Amazon Linux, it is already installed the ENFS. Okay, now you can see it here, run this one. Here you have to give the slash opt slash data. Okay, now you can give it. Now if you see here, it is mounted. Now you can go to that opt slash opt. Okay, and then you go to the data. Now if you observe here still the data is available. I have mounted in server 1, I have created the files. If you come to the server 2 and have mounted the path, okay, I go to inside the slash opt slash data, I'm able to see the data. The reason is we have mounted this EFS. EFS is already, data is available. If you mount on another server, that data should be visible here as well. Now what I'm doing here, right? I can create a touch Murli in server 2. Okay. Now if you go here, if you go and check it here, right, immediately it will be replicate. It means you can able to see the data in server 1 also. Here you have to remember, whether it is server 1, server 2 doesn't matter. If you update anywhere, it will be update to another wherever you mounted. Okay, understand that? That is the main advantage. EFS is the elastic file share. Okay, elastic file share is nothing but, okay, it means like if you updated the data, it will be shared to another one. Let's take example, you have application, Linux application. Okay, that application, if they wanted to, if they updated in one location, they wanted to same data to another location. If that is the case, they will be use it EFS. Again, I'm telling EFS, it will support only for Linux only. We'll be use it for only Linux. For Windows, we will be use the FSH. FSH concept, we will be see it later part. Okay, clear, right? Understand it? Now here one drawback. Currently server 1. Currently we have server 1. I will be reboot this server. Okay, we already aware, right? If we set up any this one, right, file system, currently we have selected this one, right? Now, if I reboot, what will happen? This mount will be deleted automatically. Okay, the reason is if you want to be this particular mount should be permanently added, you have to add this particular file system inside the FS tab. Before going to do, right, what I'm doing here, just I'm rebooting this particular server. Okay, now I have rebooted. Now what I will do, right, wait for a few seconds and I will connect and I will check it this particular server one, whether it is the particular file, whatever is set up, right, file system, okay, attached or not, we'll see it. Okay, wait for a few seconds. You can wait for a few seconds. Okay, yeah, if you see here, it is connected, immediately it is rebooted. Now if you go, I have connected it, you can use df-h. If you observe here, whatever is set up file system, right, it is gone because we haven't added that particular file system inside the FS tab. Okay, that's why. Clear, right? Now what you have to do, go to that etc. Okay, same as EBS also, right? Once you mount, right, you have to add it inside the FS tab. Otherwise, if you reboot the server, it will be gone, right? Same process for FS, this one also, EFS as well. Okay, FS tab. Sorry, cd/etc vam FS tab. Remember, guys, whenever you are doing any modification at FS tab, first take the backup. Okay, then you can modify whatever you want. Here, if you see here we have only one thing, that is root value. Okay, now what you have to do, right? I can create a one more for EFS one. Okay, how do we do for that one, right? Just insert mode. Okay, here in Notepad I already updated. If you see here, this is our FS tab related configuration. What you have to do, right? First, you have to declare your EFS name. What is the EFS name? This is the EFS name. Then you have to update your path. What is the path? Our path we mounted, right? /opt/data. What is the version? NFS4. What is the specific version? This one. R size is same, right? W size is same. And also hard time of, okay, read transaction, no reserve code, and net dev 0.0. Okay, now what you have to do, right? You can copy this one and then you can paste it here. Now what will happen, right? Once we declare here, even if you reboot the data, it won't be happen anything. I mean, it means like still it will be mounted only. So same as for EBS as well, right? We did for EBS, we added a new value to the EC2 instance and then we updated in FS tab. So next time if you reboot also, the mount will be, it won't be deleted. Okay, fine. Now what you have to do, I have updated here. Now again, I need to do this one, right? Mount part I have to do, right? Go to here, copy this one. Okay, now here you have to give the /opt/data. Now you can check it here, df-h. Now if you see here, it is mounted. Now what I'm doing here, right? I will be reboot this one, reboot. Remember, guys, if you reboot the server also, it won't be lose the data for this particular EFS. EFS is different. It is storing. It is not storing in EC2 instances. Okay, that's why you won't be lost any data. Remember this point. Okay. Now what I'm doing here, right? I'm connecting again that particular server. Okay. Then we can see it whether it is available or not. That particular EFS after we set up the FS tab. Okay, inside the FS tab. Now you can check it here. df-h. Now if you see here, it won't be happen anything. The reason is whatever we mount this particular one, right, FS tab. So we set up inside the whatever we mount this particular EFS, right, we set up inside the FS tab. That's why once you reboot also, it won't be happen anything. Okay, and one more thing, guys, once you've done this particular EFS, we mounted to the opt/data. Okay, if you deleted here, it is automatically deleted to anywhere wherever you mounted. Okay, it will be shared the data. Okay, majorly remember, EFS will be used for sharing the data. You may ask question, why can't we use for EBS instead of EFS? See, as you are aware, EBS, it will work for only storing the data, block storage. It means like you can attach only one EC2 instance and then it will be shared to the particular whatever data, it will be store that data inside that particular EBS value. But when it comes to the EFS, right, you can create one EFS, whatever is storing the data EFS, you can share to another servers as well, another EC2 instances. Okay, understand that? That is the major difference. One of the most important question also in interview level. Okay, one of the most important question in interview level. Understand that? Any questions now? No, right? And yeah, that is the thing. Even if you delete the EC2 instances also, it won't be lose any data, because whatever data we added, right? Example, Murli file and some other files, right? Everything will be stored in EFS only. Okay. Now what I'm doing here, right? I'm deleting these two servers. We don't require. Okay. Once you practice them, right, please delete it. I'm deleting these two. Okay. Fine. Any questions now? Now we are going to discussing about deletion of EFS. Let's see the demo. So we already, our practice is completed, right? We have created and also we have mounted that particular EFS, and also we have verified everything. So now our practice is completed. We need to delete it. What you have to do, right? Go to the EFS. Okay, go to the file system. Here we have one EFS. Okay, select this particular EFS and go to the delete. And here you have to delete. Remember, guys, once you delete, right, you can't do undo this one. It means like once you delete it, you can't get back. Okay, now you can go to here, select this one, and you can click the delete confirm. Once you delete this one, right, what you have to do, okay, in case if you created any EC2 instances, you have to delete all the things. It may take little bit time to delete it. Remember, when you are deleting that, if it is production data, right, try to take the backup. Okay, don't delete it directly, because if it is any important data, right, once you delete, you can't revert back. Even if you reach out to AWS team, they can't help you. The reason is you have they will also suggest always try to take the backup if it is important data. Okay, now we have deleted data, and also if you have any EC2 instances, you have to delete. Currently we don't have any EC2 instances, right? We already deleted those two EC2 instances as well. Okay, understand, right? These are process of deleting. And also, guys, one more thing, we have a Tech with Murli website. In this website, I will be publish all the DevOps related videos, DevOps, AWS, Kubernetes, Terraform. Okay, and also we have a Azure, GitHub repo, Tech with Murli, AWS Zero to Hero series. Okay, here I have updated all the documentation. Please have a look. Okay, understand that? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by LinkedIn, Instagram, and also Telegram as well. Okay. And also we have Tech with Murli YouTube channel. You can subscribe there to get more updates. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next video.